Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, hope everybody's doing well on Thursday. We are almost through the entire week here. Coming to you tonight with my live video. Just got home from the office and I got some steaks on the grill. So, anyway, what's up, Cap? Hope you're doing well. Just popping on tonight. Gonna keep it short, but today we are gonna talk about something super, super simple. And that is when you're feeling stuck, what do you need to do? And it's as super simple as just do the fucking basics. All right. And that's it for tonight. No, guys, too often we just complicate shit. Like we complicate pretty much every aspect of our lives. What's up, Bearded Villains? How's it going? Thanks for hopping on. But anyway, we don't master the basics. And far too often we complicate whatever it is we're trying to do, whether that's working out, whether that's in our marriage, whether it's in our business. Like we just overcomplicate things so much. And part of that is we just get too drummed up in our heads and we think that we need to have a complex solution for a complex problem. And too often, that's really not the case. So if you've been following me at all the past 2-3 weeks, you can see I'm showing you in my stories that I'm getting up and I'm doing the basics. And some of you might be like, what the hell? Like, why are you showing me putting electrolytes in your water? What I'm doing is I am showing you how I'm doing the basics and how I'm living the warrior's way, and how I'm focusing on these simple tasks every day so that I can make big, big impact in my life. And something that we're doing, something about this journey that we're on is it's called the impossible game. So Dr. Jacqueline and I talked about this on our last podcast. And our last podcast, I don't know how to share that. I'm so new at this. Can you tell me how to do it? I'm not sure. I'll keep talking and wait for you to pop on. I'd love for you to do that. So, are you asking me to bring you in? I don't even know how to do that. See, I don't even know how to simply help my brothers here wanting to share this thing. So, but anyway, Dr. Jacqueline and I talked about this on our last podcast, episode 5. We talked about what it is you need to do for the blueprint. And the blueprint is so simple, guys. It is first, you got to start, right? You got to identify where you're at right now, no matter where it's at, and you got to start. And then you got to focus on the basics. And then we talked about something called the impossible game. And the impossible game is my future reality that I'm trying to get to. So let's say you're a business owner and you're trying to scale your business, right? We hear all these things about scaling our business. And maybe you don't know how to do that. Well, cool. Have you looked at your systems in place? Is your staff trained on the most basic fundamental things in your business? Or are they slacking off in some of that area? But in this idea of the impossible game and creating a new reality of where I want to go, which you can apply this to any area of your life. So let's say I want to grow my business to $1 million business. So that's what you put 12 to 18 months down the road. Say I'm gonna do $1 million business. That's got to be something that is super crazy, that seems so impossible to you right now. Something so crazy that you think it could not happen. And then what you do is you come back and you reverse engineer that to your current reality. Where am I at right now? So maybe your business is a $500,000 a year business, and you tell yourself, in the next year, I'm going to scale it to $1 million business. So now you got to double your collections and your annual income, and that may seem crazy to you no matter what field you're in. But you got to identify where you're at right now. And then what you can do is in 3 months, reverse engineer that from today, 3 months from now. What can I do in 3 months that's going to help me get to that further impossible game down 12 months down the road? And you just work that every quarter. And so we had a bunch of people popping on. I appreciate you guys. Joni, Use Customs, Nick, what's up? From France, hell yeah. Thanks, guys. But guys, it just really comes back to the basics. And this is something that I talk to my team about. It's like when you run a business, you have to have the basics down. And if you're somebody that struggles with getting the basics down, you're going to struggle. And when I see somebody that can't do the basic things that they've been trained on, or they keep making the same mistakes, you know what I know? I know immediately they're struggling with the basics just in life, right? Like they're just struggling, like yesterday I did a video just like this about marriage, about balance. And I talked about, I don't really have to know everybody's situation on how their marriage is, but sometimes what you need to do to connect, to start with the basics. Think about it. Men, think about it. When you first met your wife before she was your wife, what did you do? You connected with her. How did you do that? You took her out on dates. Maybe you sent her text messages. Maybe you wrote her notes. Like when I was in high school, we didn't, like, text messaging was just a new thing. It was like $5 a text message. So we sent notes to each other, right? Those are basic things. And then the story of like we get married and we get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life and everything going on right now, you forget that. It's no different in your business. You're grinding, you're working hard, you're trying to make this business massive, you're trying to create this impossible game and take you closer to what your dreams are. But yet we forget the basics. It's so simple. It sounds so simple. 24 years and counting, I'm still learning, evolving, and keep it fresh and moving forward. Hell yes. You're double my wife and I, bro. But I'm sure you could chime in and say, sometimes you guys get separated. And that's what that video was last night. It was about, did your wife feel like a roommate? Because I know in 12 years of my marriage, there have been times where I was not focused on the basics. My wife and I started to lose connection. So what did we do? We went back to the basics. We started dating each other. We started connecting more. And here we are. We've talked about business. We've talked about relationships. 100%. It doesn't matter. When you're talking about the basics, let's see, Nicholas said, definitely need to always go back to the root and restart from the beginning. See, and what's really cool about what Nicholas said about going back to the root, restarting, the really cool thing is when you go back to the basics, especially for somebody that's been married 24 years or like me, 12 years, what ends up happening, and I know Nick can confirm this without even talking to them, when you go back to the basics and you go back to doing those simple things, your connection ends up being better than it was before. Hey, what's up, Redbeard? So, guys, I know it seems super simple. I know it seems really fucking stupid sometimes. But if you're struggling in any area of life, are you mastering the basics? Or are you just, like, have you, like, think you're better than that? Or you think whatever? Let's see, Nick said, I've discovered new things, and yes, I agree, we're closer than ever. See? This game is freaking awesome, but you have to master those basics. Oh, we got Happy's Beards joining. What's up, guys? We've got a bunch of my bearded bros popping on. Hey, I hope you guys are all doing well. There's James. Hell yeah. Bearded villains are in the house, man. We're showing up. That's what we do. Bearded villains show up for each other. So thank you guys for popping on. But my message for tonight, I know I got steaks on the grill. I got to get those babies off before they get burnt, is master the basics. Figure out where you are currently at and where you want to go. And I promise you, like, it seems so stupid and it seems so infantile that when you have this situation, you have a problem in life, you just got to go back to the basics. And when you have a dream, we all have dreams. We all have things we want. You got to know what you You got to know what you're shooting for. But when you have that impossible dream out in front of you, that reality that seems so unfathomable that you would never attain it, you reverse engineer it, you master the basics, and then you go for it. And that's the stage I'm in right now. That's the stage my wife and I are in life right now. That's the stage that we've done and broken down in our business, and it's freaking wild what we've been able to accomplish just in 2 months after we did that. But part of it was mastering the basics. So anyway, guys, I gotta go. I gotta get these steaks off the grill. Appreciate you guys for popping on. Nicholas, thanks for chiming in and sharing some real value. Again, I go live every day. It's typically around this time. James is at that stage too. Hell yeah. See, I want other guys to win. That's pure and simple. I want other guys to win. And if you follow my story and you're interested in having a deeper conversation about any of this, hit me up in the DMs. I'd love to have a deeper conversation, let you know what I'm doing to awaken men, because that's my true calling. My true calling is to awaken men, because there's so many that are asleep, and there's so many men that are struggling. And I've uncovered this way to basically unfuck myself, and it took me 8 years to do. And so now my purpose right now is to go for it and help other men awaken themselves to the man that they're supposed to be, the man that their wife married, but not take 8 years. So shoot me a DM. As always, I appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.